Hello beautiful goddesses, conscious creators, Shamnali Gray here from Goddess Creations, and I am sharing with you I don't know how long or short video on Beltane. Now today is Beltane, the 1st of May, and that starts actually on the 30th of April at night, and there's a night festival, let's say halfway between Ostara and Midsummer. Beltane is there for the beginning of the summer, the festival of the beginning of the summer. And what I would like to share about that is part of the classic, part of what you can do, and also part of my personal journey. So I'll do my best to make it as short as possible. Beltane, as I said, is halfway between Ostara, which is the equinox of spring, and midsummer, so that makes it the beginning of summer. And in this festival there is so much going on. It's the beginning of the festival season, let's put it that way as well. People are becoming more exuberant and more joyful and more gay and happy and outgoing. And in the pagan cycle, and when I'm talking about the cycle, I'm talking about the wheel of the year, you have, as I have mentioned before, the 8 spokes of the year. So you have the quarters, and then you have the cross quarters. So this is, you have Ostara, which is, you have Imbolc in February, you have Ostara, you have Beltane, which I'm now speaking to you about, then you have Midsummer, you have Lammas in August, then you have Mabon, which is the equinox of the fall, you have Samhain, and you have Yule. So those are the 8 quarters. And we are now, the 8 spokes of that wheel, forgive me. So in this one, we are celebrating, let's just go into the god and goddess energy. There is the god that has been birthed by the goddess over at Yule, and has grown from youth, from boy into youth, and is now young man. And the maiden, the goddess herself, is now into her maiden energy. And so this is the beautiful celebration, and I think I mentioned it in my previous video of Ostara, but I'm going to mention it here again, when the god and the goddess unite. And they unite in a beautiful sacred energy. The unison of the male, the god, and the goddess, it symbolizes, and if you can also say the god of the skies, which is the sun, and the goddess in earth energy, it is the coming together of these energies that stimulate the fertility of the land, stimulate the growth of the flowers, the seeds, the animals, the birds. All of that comes into more abundance. It is the sexual energy of and fertility of life that is being celebrated. Many people, many pagans, or many of those who follow the natural way, let me see if I can turn so that the wind is not so harsh. So many who are in the pagan way, they join together through hand fasting together for a year and a day. So it is a beautiful marriage moment for the male and the female, the Heros Gamos. Really is that energy of male and female together. Also, it is one of those fire festivals. Now, I may have mentioned this before, but fire is a theme in almost all of the pagan festivals. It is, and in this one, you have like, in the old times, you have that there were fires after the time of the winter, and animals having been kept inside all of that time, let's say. You now have the moment where they have been released. The lambs have been born and the cows are now released. And to purge the land of the impurities, to purge the animals of the impurities, they had like 2 fires, and they would drive the cattle between those 2 fires to, I guess, get rid of the pesticides or whatever that could not stand that heat. And it's a symbolic way of purging, cleaning the energy. And for myself, if I just go within, it's what can you ask for more? A beautiful cleansing way of releasing once again the old. It's always the thing that comes back, releasing the old and embracing the new with a clean spirit, with clean abundance feeling. And this festival is part of that. So you have that, and you have the jumping over a fire with the hand fasting, with the person of choice for your year and a day, and you hold hands and you leap over that fire, and you connect and vow to each other to be with each other, to share energetically, maybe sexually, when you leap over that fire. It's that beautiful commitment of, yes, I will do this with you. I will journey with you throughout this coming year. Now, many people also know Beltane, and you might know Walpurgisnacht, which is the Germanic phase of this Beltane Festival, which is in the nighttime when they're once again celebrating the full energy of the god Bel, the sun, the fire god, who is heating up the land so that the land, the goddess, can be generous in her abundance. So, and then there are many, as maybe you know, many wild parties and fires and rites and dances and laughter and sexuality. And part of that is and I must say, I don't focus on the male gods a lot, but at this time of the year I am very well aware of the male gods, the green man, Kernonos, the stag king, the stag or king, horned god of the wild, Pan, he of the hooved god, who with music and his I almost said promiscuity, but it's that energy that is very sacred and powerful, that is very strong at this time. And in ancient rituals of old, or maybe still in certain countries, and alas not enough here in the Netherlands, there is that ritual of where you can enjoy each other's company and party and trust and see with whom it is you lay in this holiness of this ritual of Beltane. Now, I was looking for part of this ritual for myself to enjoy or to experience. Oh, I just want to step back and say part of the Beltane ritual in May, and you can also connect it with the hawthorn, or in Dutch we call it the meidoorn. The hawthorn is a sacred tree, and that a pole, a long branch or pole, or what do you call it, stem, I don't know how to say it in English, the pole of that tree, white and red ribbons are tied around it, and people dance around it in festivity and gaiety, and plait, let's say, around each other, up and down, round and round, and thus symbolizing the unity of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. Sounds very theoretical, but I have also last week, and I've done this before, serviced women in not necessarily the ritual of the union with another person outside of yourself, but the union of yourself in yourself, your own sacred marriage. Many of us lovely ladies, beautiful goddesses, many of us, and I'm speaking to you for those who hear me with their blocks or their lack of self-confidence or struggling with health, we, as I've said before, may tend to give too much and away from ourselves. And the invitation is also to embrace your sacred inner being, your sacred marriage of yourself, your masculine and your feminine together. And in that ritual that I shared, I am not going to tell you all the details, but I invited the lovely ladies who I was hosting for in the Sacred Women's Circle to, find out, go and look within which male energy, or could, as I said, male energy, so it could be a man, but it could be a woman who has an energy that might not quite match with yours, or you may be discontent about, let's say. So to go within and to see how that person makes you feel. What are the aspects of that person that triggers you, that you might think, I don't quite like, I'm not so happy with. And believe me, I did this journey for myself too. And I invited them to look at the negative aspects of that person, but then also, to write it down, but also to look at the positive aspects of that person. Now, this was challenging because, of course, they're used to thinking negatively about that person, but I invited them to look at the positive aspects of that person that they are actually triggered by. And then here's the trick. I asked them to see if any of those positive or negative aspects were visible in themselves. Wow. Such clarity and awakening and insights that gave, such opening of heart and compassion. Even if you don't have to want to maybe forgive that person for whatever they may have done to you, or how they may have treated you, an act and feeling of compassion and love and softness entered, because many of us recognize that what we see in the other is also a mirror of ourselves, that the other is not so far away from ourselves. And from that energy, I then invited them to write a love letter to themselves with that energy of how you would love to show up for yourself. It was a beautiful way of marrying your shadow side, marrying your male energy. And I'm not saying that male energy is shadow. I'm saying just to marry the other side of you. It is okay. And how can you then use that energy to show up in the world as you would like to? The masculine energy is also of the creativity, of the taking action. And to marry that with the nurturing and the wholeness and the warmth, let's say, of the feminine, all in you. See, as I said, Beltane can be an external job with someone else, but it definitely also is an internal job with yourself. So there I was, which was the other part of the story I was going to be sharing. There I was looking for an external celebration of Beltane. And I thought, well, 30th of April came, and it's now the 1st of May. It went. And I realized, but hang on, Shamna, what are we talking about? In a few days, I am going to a 4-day Tantra festival. Tantra, the energy of sensuality, inner love, masculine and feminine. I have discovered tantric dance, let's say, where you are blindfolded in the dance and you are led by another. So you are surrendering in the feminine to whatever and however that person moves you. That is the beautiful energy of femininity in yourself, allowing yourself to follow, allowing yourself to be led. And then the roles were reversed, and therefore I was the one that was leading a blindfolded person, male or female. And so that is showing my leadership in how I can guide and nurture the other person and make that person feel safe and cared for. I'm going to a 4-day festival of this energy. Yes, I already have my Beltane energy with me. And it just took me, well, this morning to figure out that I already manifested that. I am inviting you with all your softness, with all your compassion, with all your desire, because this is the moment when the God impregnates the goddess, where your desires that you have put into the ground, and you still have time to put your seed in the ground, you still have time to put intention in there. What is it that you want to focus on for the coming summer, the time when the sun is full and the energies are high, when you want to have come into fruition, coming fall, that you want to, what project do you want to work on? Well, I have set a goal, and I think I said it in my previous video, but I am looking forward to standing on stage coming summer. That's the seed I'm putting in the ground. And for that, I need the masculine energy of planning and structure. And to bring in also my heart and my womb energy to stay loving and stay connected with myself and with you, whom I do want to serve. So this is the Beltane energy. Now I have my bottle of mead, as I always have at the festivals. I have my bottle of mead waiting for me. And I'm going to open it up and enjoy it as I prepare for those 4 days of beautiful ritual in Tantra energy. I'm not saying it has to be Tantra, but I'm saying the loving energy of union with my masculine and my feminine, and how that may show up in my heart, in my body, in my life. And I invite you to find out for you how Beltane can show up for you. I could have kept it classical and spoken about many of the official things, the colors, the food that you can do, lemon, you know, representing the sun, but I decided to go on the more personal part. So, my lovely goddesses, beautiful conscious creators, choose the life that you like and know that anything you desire is okay. Step into your full potential and marry your beautiful self. Generally Grey, Goddess Creations. Bye.